And we are off. So what are you looking to
I
see
wonder if
tonight?
what I'm looking to see is some interesting. I don't know. That's a good way to put it. I'm wondering what kind of divergence we'll have between the two runners. Is my main thing.
Divergent. So you'd like to see something a little more front-loaded as we kick things off here.
Yes and no. I want to see them go to two different areas, get two different items that lead them to two different places.
Ooh, well, speaking of different places,
Ooh.
we got a glove already on the Lake Hylia Island. That'll complicate things.
So
That is
we've got
loved
a
by
Dark Link
flippers
sprite on the
near.
right.
Yeah, the sprite on the
And I'm not sure.
that
Is
is
that a lion?
Medley from Zelda the Wind
Ah.
Waker. And we did get our first map
Also,
check as well. we've got
Green
Crystal
Pendant on
Eastern,
Desert.
Red Crystal Hera.
Ooh, large magic refill. That'll be
That's a good tier
helpful
3.
later on.
Yeah, that's a tier.
Looks like it. I think it was a tier 1.
It's actually a
No,
3.
wait, no.
The combo
Was it
randomizer causes some shenanigans where the tree pull starts at tier 3 for some reason.
Meanwhile, Hitaka going ahead and doing a hula hand.
Nothing of note from the looks of things out of the uncle, besides a shield. Semi-vanilla. I didn't actually see what was in the Sanctuary. I think it was a big 20 based on the rupee change on Neolithic's end. So not too much to start things off. Hitaka's early Houlihan play is probably going to work out in his favor for the time being, as there haven't really been a lot of rupees to play with yet. Ooh, the bush crabs are dropping bombs, though.
That's helpful.
And what's our tier 1 pull? It is hearts.
Useful in a pinch,
we got a
but
blind. Better than nothing. We got a blind race game check coming in from Hitaka.
He's using one of his 2 bombs, which makes me wonder if he's going to use those Houlihan money on more bombs. Also, just a little bit of love on Aghanim's Ledge as well as race games. So far,
yeah, not gonna do us
nothing really.
Yeah, not gonna do us a whole lot of good right now, but you never know. In case you need the emergency health refill. Bombs on the library. We got a very explosive start here, but only a Link to the Past explosives. We really actually kind of want the other one.
Honestly, the only explosive I see is a blank.
Fair enough.
Whole lot of boom, but not a lot coming out of it, you know? Ooh.
Oh, yes.
That's handy.
We got a sword. There we go. That could be a good, that could make front of Hyrule Castle a little less of a pain in the backside.
Tier 2 is 5 arrows. Interesting. It's also interesting that Hitaka is taking that second bomb and doing the chicken hut. But for silvers,
yeah, elected to not use that at the bomb hut to get essentially a free refill. Is instead going to just take advantage of that Houlihan money and go buy some. Probably going to be mildly annoyed when he realizes that it's bombs on the bush crabs.
Mildly, but I mean, it's not too much of a hassle.
Not the worst thing that could have happened. What do we got in Blind's Hut? A pair of heart containers. That's not too bad. And another one on the bottle vendor. Alright. So, just about nothing but health in the back of Blind's Hut.
Oh, it looked like some vanilla bombs.
Yeah, we're still not seeing too much in this Kakariko. Practically nothing but missiles here in the well, and another energy tank. So that's it for our well dive. There is nothing in there besides a sword.
I mean, I'd rather see health than nothing.
Fair.
But, I mean, still, it's not what you want to see at the very beginning.
Yeah, there's really no indication of where to go yet, although they've had Vanilla Morph Ball in play this whole time. It could happen. But yeah, we've got
It
seven
could.
heart containers already just in the first 5.5 minutes here. So our runners are going to be, once they get a mail upgrade or two, they'll probably be riding safe for the rest of the seed.
If they get one. I mean, the C could very well expect them to just survive on 7 hearts.
Oh yes,
It's up to everyone.
7 hearts though does provide you 3 bush crab hits before too long goes by, so the South Shore checks will be a little less of a pain.
That is fair. Plus, with that sword, I mean, they can just poke them off, so it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, South Shore is probably our next stop here once everything is all said and done. Taka's just going to go ahead and round out the rest of the Lost Woods checks. 2 energy tanks, I think we've seen so far. 2 or 3. Certainly a nice amount of energy tanks here. Yeah, that's already the minimum energy tanks needed to complete the game, but I don't think our runners are going to want to do the entire game on 3 tanks.
I certainly wouldn't.
So with Eastern being a crystal, so bow is required, so guaranteed silvers for Ganon, which will make life much easier today.
Indeed it is.
And I think Taka's just going to go ahead and walk to Lumberjack and then probably save and quit. And Nidorific is going to Hyrule Castle.
Yep. Doing escape. Wonder if he's going to do back of escape as well, or just front.
Probably do the whole thing. A sword does add a little extra light source from the glow.
That is fair. Helps you go ahead and see where you're going.
It'll give us
Definitely a lot easier at that point.
It'll give us a good idea of what the logic is expecting as well. If we see a small key here, then the other 2 checks in here are going to be perfectly fine. If not, then we're either expected to have a lamp or a glove. A lamp and or a glove, actually. So yeah, technically the rest of Escape is currently out of logic. And Nidorific's going to steal that key and go straight to the back. Oh, never mind, there's lamp.
Oh, well. That'll be handy for him later on when he does escape. Or when Hataka does, at least.
Yeah, more importantly, it's a light source, which means that adds another check in Eastern as well. So we do have a couple of options on the table. We've got South Shore, we've got the Eastern Palace area, we've still got Vanilla Morph Ball, but probably not going to cross Vanilla Morph Ball but for a while.
Probably not.
Conveniently, in version 11 of the 11.2 of the randomizer specifically, we do now grant a light cone once opening a chest in a dark room, so we will see for sure what Nidorific picked up in here. Sword, a perfect tool for mini Moldorm Cave. Hookshot would be nice, but sword will do.
Bombs are also quite helpful. And Hitaka making very good use of those. Oh, there's that morph ball.
There we go. And a hammer. Now we're talking.
Ooh. So we know where one strength upgrade is. So where is that second strength upgrade?
Good question.
I mean, we haven't seen any power bombs yet. So
No, we
they
haven't,
aren't expected
actually.
to go back to Super Metroid. I mean, unless they're somehow on Morph Ball or Morph Pedestal.
Indeed.
But I wouldn't wish that.
And there was a the chat would.
Chat
But yeah, it looks
definitely
like we got a key. We got a key in Dark Cross, so I do believe that puts the pretty much the entirety of Escape in play at this point. Because we can get to the back with
It
Lamp.
does indeed.
So, and with that key, the front is all in play too. So yeah, that's gonna basically be the whole of Escape for Hitaka once we get to cross that bridge. Looks like
I mean, considering that
has no trouble
Hitaka-
dealing.
Yeah, Nidorific just getting through that dark room is just easy. But look, oh, it looks like Hitaka's gonna go ahead and do a fake flipper. Doesn't have Moon Pearl, so can't really do much, but he can do it. Ooh, that is a mirror.
That's a pretty loaded back of Escape too. So that's extra money and the mirror. That's gonna be by itself. That doesn't do us a whole lot of favors. Actually, it doesn't open up anything just yet. With a glove, that would actually open up Tower of Hera, make it a full clearable dungeon. Actually, chat brings up a good point. East Death Mountain actually is in play. Morph Ball gives us Death Mountain access too.
And there's
Once
a
we get a
second
power
sword.
All right, 2 swords is great too, for sure.
It is. What is the seed wanting us to do?
From the sound of it, go through Super Metroid, find a power bomb tank or two, and go to Death Mountain.
East Death Mountain is not in play yet because we don't have any bombs, power or otherwise.
Yeah, once we find one of those, though, which there's 2 checks. Well, actually, there's only 1 item left in Hyrule Castle at this point because we haven't seen the map. I don't think we've seen the map at least. Oh, there's your power bomb pack. There you go. Problem solved.
There we are. Well, looks like down there was either map or compass.
Yeah, it should be the map. There's no compasses in Hyrule Castle. But yeah, Hitaka's gonna get the same load of items here, and then we'll have to see where they decide to go next. But I bet you Super Metroid is probably the play by now, because there really isn't anything else they can do.
Looks like Nidorific's actually going to go ahead and do their South Shore check. Gonna be mad at that lamp.
Only slightly. Nidorific.
Oh,
Nidorific
looks like
had
Hitaka is going to go ahead and... Go ahead.
Hitaka's going to go ahead and do the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. It's going to make that death warp and not realize that the mirror is just right there whenever you eat. I guess it's good for walking out if you don't want to save the quid.
Well, it depends on what Hitaka wants to do next after this. He might just put...
He's doing the same play.
Oh yeah, just turning around, stealing the key, going through Dark Cross, gonna get the mirror. Perfect time to warp it back.
Definitely interesting.
I'm starting to wonder what's in Super Metroid at this point, because now we have, like, Brinstar access and all that jazz.
And we have 3 E-tanks, so... The game is definitely pointing them towards Super Metroid. I mean, unless something's in... Or we still have, what's his face? Sriracha's, closet as well.
It's Hospital's closet. Yeah, I think Hitaka's setting up for an intentional, somewhat unnecessary death warp. Hitaka is... I think that was a deliberate hit too. Hitaka's playing very aggressively with this low hard play.
Let's hope he doesn't fight it, because if I were in his position and I ended up taking a death, I don't know how long it would take for me to go ahead and come back.
It would certainly be a long walk.
Oh, definitely. Especially now that we know that one of the strength upgrades requires a mirror that is back here. So this is
Talk about
definitely
cutting it
required.
close with those rats. Yeah, talk about cutting it close with those rats.
Oh, definitely.
Alright, so Hitaka is not, Oh, I think just realized that he's got the mirror.
Grab a couple hearts and thinking about it, Hitaka has enough money for Zora. It'd be out of
True.
logic, but he could do Zora.
I don't think he's gonna do that because honestly, that's a really out of the way check, and it's only one. Because if we had Pearl and we could fake flip her to Waterfall Fairy, we might be singing a different tune here. But I don't foresee reason to Hitaka for going to Zora just yet. Well, it's the hospital's closet.
And it looks like
had an extra pack of
power bombs, and that's the only good thing about it. I mean, it'll definitely help, but then he went ahead and reset, which is not a bad play, honestly. Because saving and then resetting the console takes you right back to Super Metroid, saves you a bit of time, a bit of effort. It looks like he's going right.
Yeah, it looks like this might be an early red tower dive. Maybe check the moat. But yeah, you definitely don't want to... Ideally, if you have to do a power bomb, Brinstar, you want to do it with at least 10 power bombs in tow.
Definitely.
Super missiles on the moat. And indeed, it is going to be red tower for Nidorific. I don't think Hitaka realizes this is the map.
I don't think either.
Something is missing. The big key that's right in front of your face. Alright, so Hitaka has chosen not to return to Super Metroid yet. I am very surprised Nidorific was compelled to get those 5 rupees.
Well, he still has to go and get Zora. He knows this, so it kind of makes sense.
Fair enough, but even still, it's just a 5. Usually, it's way easy to get... If you're short by 5, you know, just go to Blind's Hut or something. Or a couple of bushes or a couple of enemies. Feels a little weird to do a double take for 5 rupees, you know? And Alpha and Beta... Oh, there's our Morphball bombs.
Ooh. Alright, and that just broke Super Metroid wide open.
Absolutely. Now we can fly.
My question is Hitaka going to go ahead and follow in his steps? It is the same exact thing.
Same exact. We'll see. I would wager, even if he doesn't immediately... I think he might be checking front of Gauntlet. This did just get put in logic with 10 power bombs. Although, and actually, technically it's not in logic unless you have a can fly, which now we do with bombs, so this is actually in logic. Because continuous wall jumps aren't expected in normal mode.
Either way, those power bombs are going to definitely put Nidorific well in the lead between these two.
Yeah, the bombs are gonna just do good for saving ammo and for general movement. Not to mention the can fly and whatnot. So missiles in the sky will be less of a pain, assuming we don't find like space jump or something.
Smart using the flying enemies as ooh, and missing it.
Yeah, he's gonna have to improvise with some bomb jumps now, but spikes do a lot of damage suitless. He can actually not take another hit, or that is KO. KO.
Oof.
And there's...
Oh, and there's our other glove. Interesting.
Well, now we have Death Mountain access from both directions. So yeah, the whole of the majority of Death Mountain is still in play here. And Tower of Hera, so there is still quite a lot on our plates for what we can do. We may see both runners go back to Link to the Past sooner rather than later, rather than this be the Super Metroid randomizer followed by the Link to the Past randomizer, you know what I'm saying?
I see. I know what you're saying, indeed.
To answer your question, chat, the other gloves are on the Lake Hylia Island, so they are locked by Flippers, Mirror, and Dark World access.
Currently, we have one of those three.
We're not too far from Dark World access, though, at this point. We just need a Moon Pearl. Which, not anywhere in sight just yet, but Nidourific did find the Cane of Burna in Spazer, which is going to be good for Spike Cave.
Also blind.
That helps too. Nothing going on in the neighborhood of early supers, which is thankfully not a bad thing necessarily, because it means no logic snafus we have to think about while we're trying to figure out where Speed Booster is. Because yeah, logic does not expect the Mach Ball Hitaka did. And what's in Kraid's lair tonight? It is another blue rupee. It's like you're gonna be enjoying these blue rupees whether you like it or not.
So many blue rupees. You almost think it's kind of a blooper.
Wait, this isn't a Mario game.
Also, that magic cape. So we have both invincibility items. Invincibility.
Yeah, that's good. Good news for Hitaka. So, if in case Hitaka decides to go to East Death Mountain early, we'll still also be able to do Spike Cave without Burna. But yeah, it seems like both runners have found interesting items in their corners of the world so far. So returning to Super Metroid, definitely the right call. Very nice quick kill for Nidourific.
Yeah, and that was 4 supers.
I think so. I think it's missile plus 3 supers.
Yeah, he
like
only
that.
had 1 missile, so he used 4 supers, and he still managed to get it. That was impressive.
No beam upgrades yet. Beam upgrades would be really nice at this point, although Charge Beam can be in GT now in version 11. Alright, let's see what Charge Beam has for us today. Alright, Bombs in Big Pink. Alright, Super is a Mission Impossible. And Nidourific is probably going to be our first runner to East Death Mountain, so we'll see if there's a ton of stuff in here that Nidourific can use to pull ahead.
Nothing so far.
One of the green rupees of eternal glory. We've only found 1 3-hundo so far, which is still a good 3-hundo, but everything else has been big 20s, 5s, and the green rupee. Well, there's 2 to be fair, but the green rupee. Oh, there's a 50. Silvers, to answer a question in chat, were super early. They were in,
Chicken Hut,
I
if I
believe.
remember right.
Yes. Just some bombs in Croc Escape. No need to worry about those. Yet. Alright, Hitaka is trying to set up Wave Gate glitch, but is not having any luck. There it goes.
There we go. 4 tries.
That's not too bad. Looks like Nidourific's
No,
gonna
definitely
backpedal
not.
a little bit, rescue the... Nidourific's gonna backpedal a little, rescue the old man. It looks like Spring Ball in the, Wave Beam room, so... Or the Wave Gate room, excuse me, so I don't think that's gonna lock anything at this point, so I don't think we have to worry about any logic issues.
No, but it definitely helps save you on bombs and bomb jumps. Especially since
Yeah,
Hitaka hasn't gotten the bombs yet, so...
Precisely. Looks like only some sticks for rescuing the old man, and we're gonna finally get to check out this, very item-dense Death Mountain here.
Hopefully.
And Nidourific's actually going to give us our first, potentially our first crystal. Well, it's definitely going to be the first crystal, because Nino can full clear Tower of Hera. Has a valid weapon, has a light sword, has lamp.
They both have hammer. They both have lamp. So, I mean... Did you catch what that was?
Yes, it was Charge Beam.
Ooh. That's definitely a 2 grab item. And high jump boots. Interesting. Well, now we get to see what's on 20 rupees. Okay.
Hitaka's been getting a lot of really good mobility gear here. Both runners have gotten some decent mobility items, all things considering. Benito is going to be missing out on that glove for some time, until he returns to front of Gauntlet, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Not front, back of Gauntlet, excuse me.
Question is he gonna go check up Billy Mays?
Most definitely. He's got the tools for it. Wow, early Tempered Sword?
Ooh.
That's not often you see. There's that shirt I was mentioning.
Blue mail?
Alright, we've got our Dark World map check. Ice is a red crystal. Not ice, excuse me. Mire is a red crystal, and our remaining pendants are Total Rock and Ice Palace. Very interesting.
That's definitely something we want to see.
Yeah, we've got a very interesting pendant setup right now.
Oh, meanwhile, Hitaka messing up that jump. Something you don't want to do because the water is horrible to get out of. Thankfully, with those high jump boots, it's not too bad. But ooh, speed booster, interesting.
That's going to be a big one for Nidourific. Speed booster does a lot of favors, especially in Norfair and Meridia.
That it does. Oh, Bicky.
Nothing of interest, though, in Billy Mays' room, unfortunately. Just a bomb cap upgrade, I think, and some sticks.
Nothing too good, which is a shame, but also not too bad.
Answer a question from our tracker. Our Light World prizes are Eastern Palace Blue Crystal, Desert Palace Green Pendant, Tower of Hera Red Crystal. So we'll see if that Ice Rod ends up being required for progression on Trinex. Oh, now we're heating things up quite literally, because that's very astute under Mother Brain. So that puts a whole bunch of checks in Norfair in play.
Which means it might be a bit longer before he goes and gets that those bombs.
I wouldn't worry too much about... Hitaka's not going to be too worried about finding bombs, I would say. I would say his bigger priority right now should be to grab the East Death Mountain not even east, the Death Mountain package right now, because that's Speed Booster, which opens up Norfair to a tremendous degree, and Charge, which will just be good for firepower. The bombs aren't really nearly as critical anymore with Spring Ball.
It was a good point. Never mind.
But Nidourific draws first blood at 30 minutes with a kill of Moldorm. Very clean. Unfortunately, I do believe we have an item in Hera Basement.
Oh. This is interesting. Hitaka can go and check this without having to fight the boss.
And
It's just a red repeat.
And it's more money. Now, I missed what was on the floating island, but I'm going to just consult my playback to see what that was. Just one moment. Don't go to Spiral Cave too fast, Nito. I gotta check this. Okay, it was an energy tank.
I assume that Hitaka is going to go ahead and hop in his ship, get a refill, and then head down Red Tower. That's what I assume he's going to do.
Yeah, because that'll bring him right to Norfair and take him to Death Mountain, so he's probably going to end up following in Nito's footsteps. We're going to have a little bit of Simon Says here. I don't think... Chad brings up a good point. Nito's probably going to be pushed towards Retro Brinstar sooner rather than later, courtesy of that speed booster.
Probably aren't wrong. Also, question is Hitaka going to go ahead and skip over to...
Ooh, interesting way of picking up those supers.
Yeah, first time I'm seeing something like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, SNES hitboxes.
Though Hitaka is going to have a much easier time running through A Link to the Past. Ice Rod.
There's that Ice Rod we don't want to see.
Because of his Tempered Sword. Because he was able to pick up the one on Hobo and Retro Brain. So.
Yeah. There were 4, by the way, 4 out of 7 of those Paradox Cave checks were missiles.
Oh. Looks like he isn't even going to go ahead and check the bomb location. Or maybe he is, but later. I might be calling it too early.
I think he's going to check it later, because Nidourific also checked this item first.
Though he probably had a much harder time getting out, because he didn't have high jump.
Actually, come to think of it, Nito did take the KO to the spikes earlier, trying to check X-Ray. So...
Ooh.
That may complicate things later. Now, the Varia suit is specifically in the randomizer set to reduce environmental damage. So that includes spikes. So Hitaka's going to have a little less of a hard time using damage boosts to get around through the spiky, through the X-ray in the event that damage boosts do not work.
And looks like Nidourific is actually going to go ahead and pick up his gloves.
A good play indeed. So yeah, again, we're just going to be seeing a little bit of backpedaling here. Everyone's going through each other's checks. It's after this that we're going to see interesting changes of play. So East Death Mountain ended up not having too much for us to work with besides Ice Rod. And even then, that was just an extra, that's basically just an extra weapon at the moment. Speed Booster, however, does put the entirety of Rex Ship into play. So I would wager that is probably Nidourific's next stop following the Brinstar loop.
Meanwhile, Hitaka having a little bit of trouble getting his Can Fly going.
It looks like he's electing to attempt a spring ball jump here. Like so.
Not a bad choice if you know how to do it.
Technically, this area is actually still out of logic, too. I think it's still expecting either grapple or space jump. I'm not sure if Ice Beam is a valid option either. You can see, though, that Hitaka's only taking 15 damage from the spikes instead of the 60 that Nidourific was doing earlier. So yeah, Vari has a 75% environmental damage resistance boost. Hitaka's trying to time Spring Balls, but it's not working. Nicely done.
There we go.
Not worth it.
Nah, just a little piece of love.
Bummer.
That is a bummer. That means that this is a check that Nidourific probably won't come back to.
Yeah, but again, you could just see the effects of that Variasuit really coming into play here. If Hitaka didn't have Variasuit by this point, he'd be absolutely in the same spot as Nidourific. Hitaka did not go to Alpha or Beta Power Bombs, so has not picked up bombs yet. Might end up skipping that, although that'd be a really interesting choice considering that those are two... Oh no, he did pick up bombs. What am I saying? We just saw him IBJ like 2 rooms ago. But yeah, right now we're only looking for a Moon Pearl for Dark World access, but at the same time, the Master Sword and the Lamp is all we need for Aga 1, so we very well could still have, despite all this, a Moon Pearl on the Pyramid scenario. It's very unlikely, but it is still possible.
Doubly so, since we have so many different choices in Super Metroid. Because... Oh, go
on. Just to explain one thing to chat, the Master Sword actually technically is in logic because the third sword was at high jump, was only locked by high jump boots in Retro Brinstar. So theoretically, we actually do have a logical Master Sword, though the Tempered Sword on the Hobo is out of logic.
That is true. Also, not only that, but if I recall correctly, oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
Can Moon Pearl be in the Dark World? Yes, if and only if it is on the Pyramid Ledge.
It has happened before. It is not fun.
Because yeah, the game does not expect you to do anything like the Super Bunny glitch in order to get your items. So you won't be seeing that. Now, when we get into the Dark World, really there's not much we're going to be able to do besides, let's see, Thieves Town.
Nice. And that is one Kraid down.
Good. Both runners nailing their quick kills tonight. Pyramid Ledge can have Moon Pearl, yes. It's very rare, but it is absolutely possible. If that is the case, the game expects you to fight Aga 1. Now, even if we didn't have Master Sword, we have Cape anyway, so... They're going to be...
There we go, that's right. I remember. Cape was our other option into Aga 1, even if they didn't go for the high jump.
Yeah, and Cape was like near Etikun Pit, so we don't have to... Yeah, that was a very easily accessible Aga 1 access. So yeah, everybody's just about wrapping up each other's checks. Hitaka should be heading to Norfair pretty soon. Nobody's chosen to dive the front of Eastern Palace yet. We have access to everything except the boss. And we could very well have a vanilla bow. It's happened.
I've seen it.
Usually if you've spoken it at any point, it's happened before.
Well, that's the thing with Rando. I mean, things can be just about anywhere. I mean, I myself have had a seed that made me dip into Ganon's tower, to dip into Toro Rock, to get a fire source off the tablet, back into Ganon's tower.
Oh my.
It was awful.
Well, Nitorific is going to go ahead and do the waterway check real quick. Perfectly in logic as you can. There is just enough room to get a Shine Spark off of this upper path here. And,
Ooh,
like
gets
so.
it off nicely. Just for a red rupee, though. That's a shame.
We also forgot to mention that Hitaka did pick up another energy tank at Ice Beam, so that various suit coming in pretty useful so far. And yeah, to explain one more thing in chat, you do need a sword to fight Aga 1 because you do have to cut the curtains right behind Aghanim's shrine, right before the fight.
It'd be nice if we could make it so the net can open that up.
That'd be pretty cool.
Then we can have another thing where it's just like, well, I just have a net. Let's go.
Ah, yes, the net of Evil's Bane. That tips 20%. Unless it's Breath of the Wild, then it's the blade that, oh no, it's trying to kill me. Well, at least when I'm trying to pick it up.
Meanwhile, Neorific finally getting his Master Sword here in just a second.
So at this point, I think our runners are actually about to be railroaded to Rex ship, if not Norfair. That's their only two options right now.
I think that Hitaka will have an easier time getting to Rex ship because all he has to do is save and quit and reset. And then he's back at his ship, he can refill, he can go to Rex ship.
Yeah, Meteorific's not too far from a cross-game portal either, so it's really case-by-case how you want to handle this, because Meteorific could also just transition, go to the cross-game portal, and save and quit to Death Mountain for Norfair, so plenty of options on the table here. Well, I say plenty, but really there's only two. It's got to be Norfair or Rex Ship. Either way, Super Metroid is definitely the place to be still. Although we've had a little bit of both so far, thankfully. Stuff going on in both games instead of just Super Metroid being front-loaded as it typically can be.
Meanwhile, Hitaka seeing that charge beam and immediately going for it.
Interesting that we've still seen only one beam upgrade at the 43.5 minute mark, and yet we're on Tempered Sword. At best.
The game giveth and the game taketh away.
No, that's crowd control.
That is the crowd giveth and the crowd taketh away.
Nito did grab the sword. Yes, Nito should be on Master.
Nito is on Master, and Hitaka is on Tempered. Meanwhile, Nitorific finally getting his various suit. So, seems to me like we are going to go ahead and get some...
Now, Nito's going to have a bit of a check advantage here, because Nito is actually going to be able to go ahead and check Shaft Supers here as a result of Speed Booster. So let's see.
Sorry, I was just caught off guard, but I was not expecting Medley to be a chicken.
Yeah, the reason being is because that the Medley species is the Rito, which are basically bird people. which for some reason evolved from the Zord, despite the fact that the land got covered in water.
I know,
You
you'd
know.
think that the Zora would, like, stay underwater, because it's kind of their domain, you know?
Everyone's thought that. Alright, so yeah, let's see if Hitaka decides to go and check Hera Basement as well, because Nidorific left this behind last time. Don't even get me started on why they're both there in Breath of the Wild. Unfortunately, Nito's gonna have to give us some DLC here. Might as well at least pick up the item, you know? Oh,
meanwhile, Nito is actually having to fight the boss.
Now, time out for a second. That was missiles in center of Hera, so there were both items, so it's a dungeon item in Hera Basement. So, never mind. Nito's fine. Nito does have high jump. Nito full cleared Retro Brinstar. How often is SMZ3 run on the Speed Gaming channels? We typically have restreams Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern and on Monday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, hence tonight. At least as far as Speed Gaming is concerned. These runners probably run a ton of other races in their off time. Alright, Hitaka has picked up his first crystal of the night, and will now proceed to clear out the same East Death Mountain checks that Nito did. Let's see where Nito decides to go from here, though. He's going back down. So I'm wondering where this play is. Oh, it's to Shaft Supers. Because, yeah, that's where I need to never check this yet. Let's see. Ooh, didn't get a Shine Spark. Five missiles. Garbage. And yeah, it looks like Nito has chosen to transition, save and quit, and go to Death Mountain. So yeah, this is probably a Norfair play.
You're probably right.
There's good density in both directions, and yeah, Norfair gives you also Crocomire and stuff. So yeah, there's plenty open on this on the table right now for this play. This makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Nothing a quick trip down Frog Speedway can't solve for Nidorific. And would you know it, there's your Moon Pearl in Bubble Mountain.
With that, Aga is dead.
Completely. So I would say our next big inhibitor item is probably Flippers, because that locks Titan's Mitts, which put that all together and you get Dark Death Mountain.
Well, no. I mean, because Ice Palace is... Oh wait, no. We need Swamp. Never mind. You're right.
Yeah, we need Swamp, and Flippers leads to Mitts anyway.
Where else are mitts required?
Mitts are required for pretty much every dungeon from Ice Palace
Ooh,
on. Oh,
there's
there's flute. So actually, with flute and mitts, if we do find flippers, that gives us Meyer access, which is a red crystal. But yeah, Hitaka is actually Hitaka just sniped Moon Pearl up right behind Nidorific, so they're both actually pretty close together now.
Yep, they are neck and neck at this point, with Hitaka a little bit behind in some ways.
Yeah, right now Hitaka does have the offense advantage with the extra sword upgrade, but that's about it. Nidorific's probably going to get flute sooner rather than later. I didn't realize Hitaka went to Bubble Mountain so quickly. It's actually really good routing after East Death Mountain.
Surprised he's going for that hard.
Yeah, especially with Blue Mail in tow. I mean, to be fair, Meyer is still required, and Meyer can be a pretty dangerous dungeon if you're not prepared for it. Then, of course, there's, Ganon Hugs.
Ganon hugs are best hugs, though.
Alright, what do we have in Vanilla Speed Booster today? We have another hard piece. Immediately
They also might be
followed-
getting it because they might not be. Ooh, wave beam. There's our first beam upgrade.
Yeah, finally
Oh, we have a high five.
Do some X Factor. Yeah, well, why don't we do... that's actually not bad timing, because now we can get some X Factor strats here on Fantoon. And X Factors are pretty strong. They have the same damage as a super missile per blast, so it could pack quite a punch if you manage to land all 4.
Yeah, 4 bombs, or 4 supers. And it doesn't put them into a rage state, if I remember correctly.
Indeed.
So that definitely will speed up the fight quite a bit for both of them once Hitaka goes in and grabs it.
So now that we have Dark World access, now the question will be, do they continue to stay in Super Metroid and clear out Rex ship, or do they go check Thieves Town and front half of Skull Woods?
I think Nidorific is heading right away to Super Metroid, or A Link to the Past, based on how he's going.
Both runners have flute right now. Hitaka actually picked it up first.
But Nidorific is... oh, wait,
yeah, I'm talking to chat.
So yeah, both have flute, and I think Nidorific's going to head straight to A Link to the Past to go check out the Dark World locations.
Yeah, there's definitely more. The thing about Rex Ship is that it's required for the boss, but it's not the most dense area, and it's actually pretty dangerous, although with Various Suit, spikes only deal 25% damage, so that is some measure of relief for the runners in that front, and they don't have to worry about Rex Ship Reserve since they're packet speed boosters, so they could full clear the place out. The problem is they probably want to route that in with Meridia, and for that reason, they're probably looking for Gravity Suit. But it would appear that Hitaka is betting on Croc.
Interesting.
Nidorific, meanwhile, is going to take advantage of that Cane of Burna and go check Spike Cave real fast.
I mean, you got the Cade and Brian. Now you have your boots. I mean, good check.
Absolutely. Now we don't have to worry about Desert Palace being boots locked if that becomes an issue. Not that you'd want to check it anyway because it's a pendant, but
That is fair. No one wants to. Two of the places you don't want to go whenever their pendants are Mire and Turtle Rock.
yeah, if you can by chance have nothing in those two dungeons, that's best case scenario because then you get to skip out on potentially two medallions, Cane of Samaria, and Ice Rod.
That and Ice Palace is a near close third, because that's just a slog to get through, go mode or not.
Not anymore thanks to the Icebreaker glitch.
That is fair. That is fair.
I mean, Cane's required either way, so... Unless there's that rare case where GT Big Key's not on the right side. Oh, hey, butter. And now I'm hungry, actually. I think I'm gonna cook a bowl of pasta after this stream.
That does sound good.
Okay, so betting on Croc hasn't led to anything necessary, but it has been convenient.
I don't know if Nidorific is actually going to get that butter sword. Ooh, and a bottle.
It really depends on if anything else is required in here. A bottle is nice because that puts Sick Kid into play, which that's our first bottle too, so that could be an issue later. Chest game to answer question chat had a big 20.
Yeah, Hitaka is definitely going to have a much easier time getting through A Link to the Past now that he has Butter Sword. Ooh, and the swag net.
There's our legendary swag net of Evil's Bane.
That'll be useful if he needs to catch any fairies, so.
And Nidorific's going to take advantage of this position to go ahead and quickly release the swag duck.
We do not need to rise at this moment. We cannot hear the national anthem.
We will soon enough.
We will soon enough.
So yeah, looks like Croc did not have any mandatory progression here, besides unless Sick Kid is important. I would have laughed if a bottle if I'm gonna laugh if a bottle shows up in the first four of Thieves Town, because it's like, never mind, Croc was trash. But 2 early items in the front of Thieves Town. Now they have Hammer, so Thieves Town Big Chest isn't going to be weighing on their minds at all if Small Key shows up, because Alright, what's Hitaka gonna do now?
That is a good question.
Looks like he's
gonna activate... it looks like he's gonna do flute.
Yeah, he's gonna activate that
and
sooner
he's
rather
gonna go.
than later.
Mm-hmm. And he's probably gonna go ahead and follow in Nidorific's footsteps.
Yeah, this is mildly unfortunate, as Hitaka is going to miss out on those Pegasus boots until he returns to Spike Cape, but right now boots aren't required, but the longer Hitaka doesn't have them, the more time Nidorific can gain on pure speed alone. Now, folks, you may
all
rise.
rise for the Swag Duck National Anthem. You may be seated.
And you may put on your...
Meanwhile, Nidorific making it through that hell room with a little bit of difficulty, but not too much.
You may now sit and put on your Minish caps. Oh, that'll complicate things. That would be the Bombos medallion on Sick Kid. That may be our first advanced fire source for Ice Palace, if need be. And I don't think they want to do that, because that's pendant.
Or entrance into Mr. Meyer or Turtle Rock.
Yeah, if we need the bombos from Meyer, and there are no bottles anywhere else to be found, Nito could be hurting a little. Although there's 4 bottles in the pool, they have to. Another one's probably going to show up sooner rather than later, but still,
Unless they're all in
you
DG.
don't want to see that. Yeah, you don't want to be the one to miss out on a bottle leading to your progression, especially since it's on Croc.
Oh, yeah.
Still no sign of a bow either.
Oh, it looks like Hitaka's actually going to hit up Skullwood first.
Yeah, this isn't a bad call. Check the front, get it out of the way.
We will just
There's
a couple power bombs on Thieves Down Big Chest.
We see our first item in Skull Woods too, and it's a bomb. Some bombs. So that's already 1 out of 2 items. We'll see if Ataka gets lucky and finds the second one, and knows whether or not to come back only with Fire Rod. And I think we've actually found all of our items in Thieves Town, so Blind is only going to have a crystal.
I wonder what terrible joke he's going to have for us today.
Here we go.
Are you doing a blind run of this game? Hey!
No, but I've only semi-recently been introduced to the Ori and the Blind Forest Randomizer. And almost perfectly on script, but yep, down goes Blind for Nitorific, and that's going to be crystal number 2.
Meanwhile, Hitaka making good use, or waiting just a moment for that hand to drop down. Also making good use of that butter sword.
Alright, Nitorific's going to go do some digging. 10 digs so far, nothing yet. Anywhere from, I think it's up to 30? This is a lot of digs. This better be something good. Oh!
There's Drip Tank. Oh, Hitaka getting that red tank. Interesting.
That's pretty big. That is required today since Meyer is a red crystal. Furthermore, if we have to do Ice Palace for whatever reason, now we can Ice Break. You know what, actually?
Okay. Red. Oh, go ahead.
We actually, now that I think about it, we actually have access to up to left side swamp, courtesy of Hammer and Mirror. So
We don't
could
have flippers.
Oh yeah, duh. Especially considering that's gating mitts, you would think I would have noticed that.
No. Sometimes you have that one brain cell that bounces around like the DVD logo.
Yep.
And whenever you hit a corner, you get one thought.
Exactly.
But only one.
Yeah, unfortunately, Hitaka's not going to be able to completely clear out the graveyard neighborhood, only graveyard ledge, because King's2 needs both mitts and boots. So, let's see what's in Hype Cave here. This we've actually had a pretty hype Dark World so far. Let's see. That's a big one.
Oh, okay.
Well, flippers are definitely pretty hype because those gate mitts and Swamp Palace. So forget that kerfuffle we were saying earlier. I was just predicting 4 minutes into the future. So we have Swamp Palace access. We have Meyer access. Actually, we can get Meyer area access because we have access to mitts. We have flute. We also
might have Meyer access.
We might if it's Bombos, and even then, Nito's got to go back for a bottle first. But yeah,
looks like
I would say flippers alone make that.
immediately going for that strength upgrade. Not a bad play, honestly, because you can do a lot with those mitts.
Yeah, that gives us Dark Death Mountain. Nidorific's going to do all the flippers checks now really quick while he's in the neighborhood. And in Itaka's case, with Bombos, even though it's a pendant, he does have access to Ice Palace. But yeah, Nito's going to actually go pick up Tempered Sword here, so both of these runners are going to be pretty similar on an offensive level, because Butter doesn't add that much damage by comparison to Tempered.
That is fair. Meanwhile, Hitaka getting the single arrow of Destiny.
The single arrow of Destiny was actually in Sahasro's closet. The first chest of chess game is actually random.
It's good to have a spare.
Fair enough. And this is the combo randomizer, so we still have those capacity upgrades in the pool, so now you can actually hold on to them. Alright, what is on the pyramid ledge today? More money.
Just a Bloopy.
Yeah, more money at this point, which we really don't need. Both runners could easily finish the seed with their current wallet amounts. You only need 110 for Pod and 500 for Zora, assuming that even has anything.
Scamfish always scans, so it's not good to always ever put your faith in him.
Fair enough.
Except when he has something.
I actually hope we have a holiday season weekly, because I actually have a tune in my head for when once a particular song comes up.
And
But,
let's see what the angry fish has.
this is actually going to route out really well for Nidorific, because now we can just full clear the Zora area and then go right back to the Dark World.
Not only that, but he can also check behind the waterfall, which Hitaka hasn't done yet. Book.
Ooh, we got a book.
And a red ruby. That's interesting.
That gives us both the tablets, and now, unfortunately, no sign of Fire Rod, so a post-Skullwoods pet check still not particularly likely just yet. But
Looks like some
yeah,
missiles
we can now check.
on Zortal Edge.
Yeah, looks like we can safely skip those, but yeah, both tablets are in play now. Those could easily have something important. Not that though. That's a big fat scam. Alright, let's see how Nidorific decides to play this. Decided to go to Sanctuary, so this is probably this might be a King's Tomb check. Yep, definitely a King's Tomb check. This is really the only other chance she'll get to be in the neighborhood, so it makes sense for the red boomerang.
Truly the worst boomerang.
Probably, especially since the green boomerang's the best one in this game.
Oh, I understand what you're doing now. I was very confused for a second.
It's alright. Took me some time too when I first heard it.
It had to circle around a bit before it landed, you know? Just to give it some time to air out.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually thinking this through for a second here, and looking at our remaining items and our remaining dungeons, I think Pedestal can only have Gravity Suit at this point, or a bow. Bow could still be on Pedestal. But everything else, Fire Rod, Hookshot, besides Myers Medallion too, so yeah, there's only a potential 3 max items that can be on Pedestal that we really care about.
I think bow or gravity and bow are the only two things as well.
Yeah, if Meyer is like Quaker Ether, and that's on Ped 2, that could be a minor snag.
I mean, oh wait, no, never mind. Meanwhile, Nitorific going ahead and checking Jeremiah.
Yeah, this is another one of the major things that Titan Smiths unlocks, is you could just clear out the entire Smith chain, don't even have to do the world tour. Ooh, a shirt. Alright, well, Goron Tunic is nice. Now we don't have to worry about heated room. Wait. That was only ever a thing in, if I'm not mistaken, only in Ocarina of Time, and only Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time and to a certain extent, its sequel.
Majora's Mask?
No, the one after that. Twilight Princess. With the water armor. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I was talking specifically about heated rooms.
Yeah, heated rooms, yeah, just
But yeah, now Ataka's gonna dive like well over 20 times for a Nope tank. Alright, what it now, Nitorific here is setting up a Phantom Chest glitch. Picks up the item without having to actually lug the whole thing. And he's gonna route in a Bombos tablet check. Right in time to also maybe swing by the Meyer area.
won't be too bad. Though he does have book, so he can just go in the normal way to desert. And he can also check the old man.
Yeah, that's been kind of left behind this entire game, although given what we have gotten, not the most likely he'll have anything, but you never know. Stranger things have happened.
And old man's been abandoned. Ooh, 300 rupees.
Yeah, he's been... Well, he might... Nitorific might set up a mirror portal to check him, because that might be a tad bit easier.
That is fair.
Yeah, Desert Ledge just had a ton of money, and it's Quake for Misery Meyer, so no need for Bombos just yet. Bombos tablet was...
Thinking about it.
Junk, I think.
Thinking about it, Balmos could be on pedestal.
Well, no, Itaka already has Bombos. It was on Sick Kid. Quake could be on pedestal.
Quake. Quake could be on pedestal. That's what I meant. Oh. Meanwhile, Nitorific going to check his checkerboard. Spacer. Oh, he's actually going to go pick it up. Okay.
Makes sense. I mean, you don't have Plasma Beam yet, so that's effectively a beam upgrade.
That is fair.
Space Wave charge is pretty... It's solid. It's not the best possible, but it's not too bad given what you have.
Oh, definitely.
Unless, of course, Agina has Plasma Beam. Wait for it. Aww. I mean, it started with a P, but not that kind. It started with P and B, actually, now that I think about it.
Just not the one you were hoping for.
Nope. And Hitaka might be thinking about diving into... I thought I was thinking about diving into Pod, but I think he's just walking around a Pyramid Catfish. Neaterific being sure to turn on Spazer. A property of the combo randomizer is that because Spazer and Plasma cannot be active at the same time, in order to prevent the game from freaking out if you have both activated, the game just simply has Spazer and Plasma turned off by default upon going to Super Metroid from A Link to the Past, if your item is in A Link to the Past.
Meanwhile, looks like Gold Turian is, or Gold Turizo is a bust.
Gold Torian for Metroid Prime 4. Let's see it happen, Nintendo.
Let's not.
But yeah, Gold Torizo was trash, so Neaterific just decided to do a quick reset. Might take the cross-game portal right now to get back to A Link to the Past. Let's see. That's probably what he's doing. It does seem like staying in A Link to the Past is the better play right now.
It does, because there's a lot more things. You can clear a lot more dungeons. At this point, there's still a lot you can do.
Until, of course, Wreck Ship has a vanilla gravity suit, you know?
Exactly.
And it looks like Neaterific's going right back in, probably heading to, might be deciding to go fight Ridley. Certainly has the equipment for it. It's not the most ideal climb slash descent, but it's doable. That was one heck of a spring ball jump manipulation there by Neaterific. Very impressive. Ah, yes, the song of Ataka's people. Item cannot be used, beep. At least it's not as bad as 3D Zelda, where if you pull out a bottle with the wrong thing, the game just says, looks like this item doesn't work here, and wastes about 3 seconds. Neaterific had very little trouble, by the way, climbing worst room in the game. That was pretty impressive, without space jump. Nito almost fell down out of Mickey Mouse room. That would have been a bit of a walk back up. But yeah, let's see how runners decide to route this. They're still deciding to also put off Swamp since they don't have Hookshot yet. I can understand why, but yeah, it makes me wonder about Hookshot and Swamp. They also still have Desert on the table, which I'm surprised they chose not to at least check, especially in Nito's case since he's got boots. Unfortunately, Various Suit does not protect you against enemy damage. That title goes to the Gravity Suit. It should be noted that that's a randomizer-specific property. Normally, you just get Gravity Suit and you have the environmental and enemy resistance bundled into one, but now they're split for the randomizer. Oh, and Hitaka is in Desert Palace, and I completely missed what was on that torch. I'll take a quick look at my playback. Okay, the boss is not boots locked, but it was a small key on the torch, so the dungeon is technically boots locked. Let's see if Hitaka gets lucky and finds both items. Nope. Never mind. That is going to be guaranteed I'm on the right side of Desert Palace.
This could mean that he goes and steals the key.
Doesn't look like it. He might actually do so after Checkerboard Cave. Nidourific is getting very insanely bullied right now, and that is actually leading to a lot of health issues. Probably going to take a quick moment to pit stop and farm here.
Downside being that he doesn't have or grapple, so it isn't too easy to do this.
Yeah, it's just electing to do jumping wave strats.
Not too bad, but at the same time, it's still a bit of a pain.
It gets a couple power bombs out of it though. But yeah, 6.5 E-tanks, 45 super missiles, 2 crystal flashes on reserve essentially. He's fine. Yep, and Nito's got the manipulation set up. Just pound away at Ridley with supers. Looks like he needs about 6 more. Oh, that's definitely enough. Now he just has to get grabbed. There we go.
There's one dead space chicken.
Yep, nothing of extreme interest behind Ridley for a change, I almost want to say. Kataka needed a second to find the magic pixel there, but should be able to finish off Gold Torizo without difficulty. That was a lousy super missile refill.
It really was. So good on him for getting that short charge, if I think right.
Yeah, it was a short charge, I think. And yeah, Ataka's gonna do a couple of back and forths here to reload on supers. Makes sense.
It's useful. They drop a lot of supers, so you might as well.
Yeah, it's like a 99% chance if you're missing a super.
I mean, considering that he has 25 power bombs, and those are more useful as power bombs or as supers.
Yeah, he'll get a small refill anyway on the way to Ridley. But yeah, our runners have just not chosen to split, really, at this point, despite all that has been available to them. They've been putting off Wreck Ship for some time. I really do want to see what's in there at this point. If we actually do have a vanilla gravity, I'm almost willing to bet there's something required in there at this point. Either way, at this point, they have to dive someplace they don't want to go. Because either you're diving hookshotless swamp, you're diving, in Ataka's case, you can dive hookshotless ice palace, pendant ice palace, you could do bolus pod. We've already got both items in Skull Woods, so that's not a big deal. No one's checked Eastern. And that's potentially 3 items that have been wide open since the start of the game, pretty much.
Imagine if it's bow.
If it is like a vanilla bow, I'm gonna laugh. I am actually going to laugh. Granted, I'm a sucker for many forms of comedy, but that is gonna make me laugh. Mount Ridley has for us more E. E, E, E. E, E, E. If anyone's familiar with that joke.
Oh no, I picked it up.
But yeah, right now, there really is not much to distinguish these two runners apart at the moment. Really, the only difference is Hataka never went and got boots out of Spike Cave, and right now, that's not hurting him that much. Besides the raw speed difference in Link to the Past. Other than that, they're pretty much evenly matched.
They are indeed.
I forgot how resilient these, the Three Musketeers here are. It's like, seriously, they just tanked like 5 supers. Alright, Hataka's about to go fight Ridley. And Nidoriffic's just about coming out of Bubble Mountain. But yeah, there's nothing left here at this point. They either have to go to Wreck Ship, or dive an uncompletable Link to the Past dungeon. Nito might be betting on Croc. I think he's trying to grab some extra supers.
Which means he was going to go ahead and grab that butter sword.
Most likely. So yeah, any time that Nito may have saved over Hataka at this point is going to be lost. Yeah, there was absolutely... well, to be fair, Nidoriffic might end up needing that Bombos Medallion 2 from the bottle, so... This is gonna be a, interesting scenario we have here.
Pretty quick kill from Hataka, though.
Yeah, that was really fast. Still a lousy super refill, though.
Still a few more than Nidoriffic got.
Alright, there's Nito's butter sword. Nito got tempered when he did the flippers checks. He did them all at once after picking up Titan's mitts. So now Nito's got butter. And I'm still hungry.
Oh, and he got that bug net too.
Alright, where does Hataka go after this? Because Hataka's done Croc already.
Probably gonna head up to he's not gonna reset. He's probably gonna go and do ship. Wreck ship.
Wreck ship? Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't foresee him going to Dark Death Mountain right now. He really can't do that much over there, besides Super Bunny Cave. Doesn't even have boots to check the first shift of Hookshot Cave. And I don't think he wants to think about Turtle Rock right now either. Although, checking Dark Death Mountain now would point him towards Spike Cave for boots.
That would. Was there anything in Dark Death Mountain, or have we not seen it yet?
We haven't seen it yet. Nidorific only checked Spike Cave, because first dive he didn't have Titansmiths yet.
So that means we can have something interesting.
We could. We haven't had, we've had access pretty much ever since Flippers, and that was ever since Hype Cave, so... We've had access to Dark Death Mountain for a fair chunk of time. Not a whole lot, but a fair chunk.
So, roll me this.
Sure.
Fire Rod in Turtle Rock.
It is possible. Highly unlikely. But it could be in Turtle Rock, possibly as far as Laser Bridge, depending on the keys.
You want to know something even worse?
Go on.
Fire Rod in Turtle Rock, which leads to Gravity, where you use Fire Rod in the Circle Cave at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be awful. Or
Oh, you mean like not even on Trinex, like just
Nope.
get Gravity in Turtle Rock, like first chest of Turtle Rock, and then go back out for Fire Rod. Yeah, I get
no.
you now.
No. You have it the other way around.
Oh,
Fire Rod is on Laser Bridge.
okay.
Gravity is in one of those first two checks. So you have to backtrack all the way to the beginning to grab it.
Oh, in Turtle Rock, in the beginning of the dungeon. I get you now.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be awful. Yeah, it looks like Hitaka is
Hitaka's
actually going to go
recent.
ahead and do Wreck Ship.
Yeah, there's pretty much nothing left in Super Metroid he can do right now, and I guess they just really don't want to dive any Link to the Past dungeons, and this has been open ever since Speed Booster, pretty much, so... yes, if Fire Rod was going to be on Laser Bridge, you would absolutely need to have, like, nothing but small keys and the big key up until that point. Rods can't be on Trinex, you need them to beat him. But we have not yet seen the Ether Tablet. Nidorific's gonna give us a look at that.
Finally, we have some divergence.
Immediate difference demonstrated. That is a bow on Ether Tablet. Locked by Waterfall Fairy. So those I
Interesting.
told you earlier, those flippers are going to be the great inhibitor. They were locking Mitts, Bow, and now we can full clear Pod and Eastern in one fell swoop.
What's probably going to happen is they're probably going to have whatchamacallit here, Gravity here, more than likely.
It's pretty likely. Between the two dungeons, there's a grand total of 8 items. Oh, there's another bottle in Under the Sea.
Thank you, Kiki, our extortionist monkey.
It's alright, we have plenty of rupees. Alright, yeah, Hitaka's gonna yeet all the way across the lake here. And it's a good thing Nidorific picked up that bow, because Pod is bow locked today. Well, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah, and luckily they've had silvers since pretty much since the first couple minutes, so they're all set on that front. Ooh, fetch quest in Spooky Missiles. So Hitaka could check that on his next trip back. I don't believe he's done Smiths.
He has not.
Although Kiki, still not as bad an extortionist as Tingle.
So many maps. So many.
Yeah, the initial GameCube paywall in Wind Waker is like 3,500 or some obnoxiously high number of rupees at the end of the game.
It's more than 3,000. Tell you that much.
It's up there. Not much going on in the bow lock section of Pod, but that is where our big key is too.
Surprised we don't see any X Factor strats from Hidaka.
He would have to turn off a spacer to do that, so I think he just doesn't want a menu. Wow, we've only gotten one item so far in Pod. Granted, I mean, it's the Palace of Keys for a
Molt
reason.
Mansion.
Ah,
It's
yes.
Molt Mansion for a reason. All business up front, party in the back.
Still nothing but keys. So I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
and that's
most,
one
if not...
dead Phantom.
All right. We gotta start seeing some items here soon. Come on. There we go.
I mean, it's a red rupee, but still.
And Chad enlightening me that, yeah, the paywall at the end of Wind Waker is 31, about just shy of 3,200 rupees, but yeah, still over 3,000 rupees, right near the end of the game, too.
Albeit at that time, you probably have the biggest wallet, so kind of makes sense.
You better
But at
hope.
the same time, who wants to pay that much for opening up chats or opening up
Luckily,
maps?
yeah, luckily in HD, you only have to do that for 3 maps, so the price goes down to just shy of 1,200. So even with only like the tier 2 wallet, you'll still be okay.
Well, not just that, but there's also like the Swift sale and a bunch of other things that are a
Oh,
bunch
yeah.
of quality of life, you know?
Zero doing right now in Pod. We've seen pretty much nothing but red rupees, bombs, nothing significant.
Now it looks like he's gonna save before going and doing what should we call it?
Spiky Room of Death.
There.
Yeah, just a safe scummit, because he still doesn't have a proper, like, space jump. Like, high jump is fine for getting up here, but getting across is actually pretty difficult with high jump, so... The spikes, thankfully, aren't the worst situation for this room, since Hitaka's got 9+ reserve E-tanks and 10+ reserve E-tanks and Varia suit.
Yeah, that room is not bad at all for him.
I've lost count of my items and keys for Pod, but it looks like Nidorific. Yeah, I think the last item in Pod's probably, or the item in the Vanilla Big Key chest is probably a key. Whatever that was, looked like power bombs. Hitaka is saying
It's power
lol
bombs.
no. Yep. So yep, that's a reset.
I do not blame it for one.
So he's got all dungeon items too, so this has to be an item on Helmasaur. Taco spending a little more time trying to be fancy with that clip.
Two swipes to get gold sword, and that's a dead helm sword.
For more missiles that we really don't need anymore.
And more missiles always helps whenever you miss. So
Yeah, I mean,
it's not all bad.
they are called missiles. If they were as destructive as they could be, they'd be called hittles.
I'm one for bad puns, but boo.
I gotta get at least one or two in. But yeah, now we're gonna finally see Eastern after what feels like forever. A reminder to the folks at home, we have had access to pretty much everything except the vanilla big key chest since the start of the game, and the vanilla big key chest was only put in logic about 5 minutes later. Grand total of 3 items up for grabs in here. Well, looks like we have, as the saying goes, really a get-wrecked ship here. There has been absolutely nothing for Hitaka here. And it looks like early big key, so still no items. So very likely that one of the items is on the boss.
And time to go bowling.
And there's Gravity Suit in Eastern Palace. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been available since the start of the game.
I'm not surprised at this point. I find it hilarious.
And there's the map, so there is guaranteed an item on the boss. Ooh, we've got the Ether Medallion in Red Ship Basement, although that's not the medallion we're looking for right now.
It isn't, but at the same time, it's always nice to see Temple.
Quake could
And a
still
red
be-
rupee.
Yeah, the speed booster checks have really not been doing anybody any favors so far today. And there's a third bottle that's lamp locked in E.
So let's think through the seed thus far. The seed definitely wanted you to go to Eastern and grab that gravity suit first and foremost. I can almost guarantee.
Yeah, and I bet you, I'm actually starting to really think Meridia has most, if not all, of our remaining items, because we're now looking only for Fire Rod, Quake, and Hookshot for Go mode. That's it. And I would be willing to bet at least one, if not two, of those items are in Meridia.
Let's see. It probably has just about everything else we need.
If not, then they have to do an undesirable dungeon dive. Nice arrow refill right in time for the Armos Knights. What item do they hold for us? And that's going to be another crystal for Nidorific, and that's his third. Actually, that's his fourth. So, yeah, they're not looking for much, but they gotta go to some... Well, actually, I wouldn't be surprised to see Nidorific dip Meridia sooner rather than later. I don't think Nita wants to dip
Especially
Palace.
with that.
You were saying?
And
I'm
then you
sorry.
got his spiral coin. And especially with that suit, I mean, that's definitely somewhere you want to go ahead and do right away.
Looks like Nito's gonna buy some potions. Might just be safeties.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you have plenty of extra cash, so you might as well.
Alright, Hitaka is going back to the Dark World. Probably gonna do Smith Chain.
I think you're right.
Because, yeah, other than, like, doing a pet check, he has no reason to be back here.
What can be on Ped at this point to make them have to get it?
Assuming it's not required for TR, Quake, and that's it.
Hookshot?
No, hookshot's needed very likely needed for ice.
But it could be. Maybe.
I think there is a very out-of-this-world scenario where hookshot might not be needed for ice, but, yeah, I don't... It's pretty unlikely. But hey-ho, Nitorific is gonna go to Meridia with that gravity suit. Watch, mainstream missiles. First thing shows up, Fire Rod. Oh, it was red. Let me wish game.
The game knows what we want and is currently saying no. I wanted a very divergent seed, and so far, we haven't had much in terms of that.
No, yeah, only up till a few minutes ago, everybody was pretty much on the same track. Not much going on here in the Mama Turtle room.
Power bones. Not really much use right now, but I mean,
Yeah, with Ridley down, you really should not have to worry about Crystal Flash ammunition at this point. Heart
meanwhile, Magic
container.
Bat just having a heart container.
Yeah, nothing going on there either, so we still do have the the mushroom and shovel missing, so if those are on... If we have Master Shovel leading to Quake and Dig Spot, that'd be something else. I'd be a very happy man if that was the case.
Of course, now that you say it, it's not going to happen.
Probably.
Because this game is bent on not giving us what we want.
Well, it's usually with me, it's the other way around. I call stuff and it happens. But usually that only works for one check. That's a pretty explosive watering hole. Pair of missiles.
Kind of a miss, I'll say.
Yep. I think right now, Hitaka's not necessarily behind per se, but it's definitely costing him not getting those Pegasus boots. Not to mention he's got a beeline to Ether Tablet if he wants that bow.
Oh, definitely doubly so.
Alright, Nito's preparing to start saving the sand pits, and is going to pick up a E-Tank and another E-Tank from Aqueduct. It's just the Meridia of twins here. Alright, Hitaka is going back to this section of Lost Woods. He's checking Pedestal.
Interesting. I kind of wonder what's going to be on there. If it is something that is required, that's going to blow the seed in a whole different direction.
Yeah, let's see. Ooh, there's plasma too. And it says... No, his stream lagged!
What is that? What is that?
Oh, that's unfortunate. What is?
What did it say? No history, what?
Well, Nidorific found plasma, but Hitaka's stream froze right as he read the pedestal, although I'm guessing, given that Hitaka has not put a bomb on it, which he loves to do if it's required, it probably wasn't Quake.
Probably not.
We'll have to ask in the interview. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yet technical issues, you hate to see them. Alright, so now Ataka's gonna go to pod without the bow. Ooh, this is,
no.
this is gonna stink. Because, yeah, I don't think Hitaka's been... Yeah, Hitaka never went back to the mountain to pick up bow.
Nope. He hasn't been up to the mountain since.
For that matter, his whole stream froze. That looked like...
Well, I'll say at this point that Nidorific has eased his way firmly into the into first place into first between these two.
Yeah, right now the ball is definitely in Nito's court to sink it for the 3-pointer. Nito actually did not get plasma. He just chose to waltz right by it. Otherwise, he would have had it active already. Yeah, so he reset, checked the other sand pit. Now,
I figure at this point he feels behind because of that gravity suit he didn't grab.
Yeah, that could be throwing a few runners for a loop here, but right now, oh, looks like Ataka's diving eastern looking for that bow, and is instead gonna find that gravity suit.
Which is probably going to lead him further away from that bow.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good unless he has a reason to go back to Dark Death Mountain, which there really isn't, is the problem. Not really until you get Hookshot. Or Boots, which we don't have, or Hitaka doesn't have. Oh, hey, Ice Beam.
So that will make all the Metroids so much easier to fight.
Actually, that's Quispy. That's all beam upgrades.
Gotcha.
Charge Wave, Ice, Space, or Plasma. And a Y because it makes sense.
A Quisp beam. Gotcha. Meanwhile, Nidorific showing off by doing multiple charges. So close to killing that shrimp.
Didn't quite go as intended. This should do it. I'm not gonna say that again.
Commentating's cursed, man. You gotta be careful.
I know. Guilty as charged. Alright, now where's Sataka going? He's thinking about dipping hookshotless swamp.
Well, and that's one dead shrimp.
Oh, never mind. He's going to backdoor Meridia. Oh! Forget about swamp. That's hookshot. We are Quake from Go mode, and that is probably the second worst Go mode next to Ice Rod. Because that Quake can, if assuming it's not needed for Total Rock, that Quake can literally be anywhere. Except it's probably not on pedestal again. If it was on pedestal, Hitaka would have absolutely bombed the thing.
You might have.
Oh yeah, we also don't have Fire Rod. We kind of need that too. But yep, told you at least one of the three remaining items were going to be here in Meridia.
Question is, are they gonna check plasma?
I think so, especially when you're only a couple of items from Go mode. Although, again, there's the potential that they feel behind, as you mentioned earlier. I think Nito is gonna go ahead and quickly grab Plasma fast, though. I don't think we're gonna see Shack Tool from Nito, though, because A, it's out of logic without Grapple Beam, and B, Ice Clips aren't expected in normal mode.
And C, Shack Tool.
Exactly. Spring Ball does make this a cakewalk, though.
That it does. Oh, looks like Nidorific does have plasma.
Yeah, Nidorific just picked it up.
Ah.
We'd like to welcome the folks joining us tonight on Speed Gaming from Speed Gaming 3. You are joining us in the middle of the Super Metroid Zelda 3 Combo Randomizer Weekly Monday Nightly Race. And
Try saying that 3 times fast.
Yeah. And it's been an interesting one so far. We're kind of just open. Taka, I think, just to express some frustration with that hook shot. We have had a semi-recent development in that Gravity Suit was actually a Sphere Zero item that both of our runners on screen have basically missed out on until about 20 minutes ago.
I mean, other than that, I mean, their routing has been fantastic. So,
yeah. Other than that, they're pretty, I wouldn't say tight together, but they've been doing fairly well.
It's basically been a big, long chase between the two.
Pretty much. We're not looking for much for Go mode. We only need Fire Rod and Quake.
Hopefully this hook shot leads Hitaka back over to Death Mountain so we can check his pedestal.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious if both of our Go modes were back here. Well, there's Space Jump, which is nice. Well, there's one of them. Space Jump, little late on the bandwagon for that game. We kind of don't need that anymore, let's be honest.
No, but I mean, with High Jump, they can at least do Baby Skip.
Fair enough. But yeah, we're now looking only for the Fire Rod, which, I mean, it's probably here in Hookshot Cave, let's be honest. There's 4 really easy checks. Oh, there's the shovel. And what is the TR medallion? If it's Quake, we're very lucky if you're those.
Well, we have all
if you're
3
these
medallions,
runners.
so I mean...
Right. Efrod could be totally in here.
Yep. Quake. So Quake was required.
Yep. Floating Island was was junk. We saw it a lot earlier. Alright, what does the shovel dig up for us? Fetch quest leading to a fetch quest. You love to see it.
Oh, definitely, especially with that mushroom.
Oh, if this is, Neaterific, actually I have to turn in the mushroom first. If this is Fire Rod, hopefully this is all within the span of a minute so we can get a solid clip of this, but if this is Fire Rod... Aww.
That is a shame. Supers are nice, though.
That would have been glorious. I think, though, Nito is going to head to... This is probably a swamp play. Now it's a full clearable dungeon, so... Might as well. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's definitely a swamp play at this point.
I'll be right back.
Alright. Well, with Hitaka making his way through Meridia, and this is our first check into Swamp. So this is definitely going to be exciting.
Alrighty, first item in Swamp.
Let's see what we have.
And missiles. Boring.
Nothing much.
Well, Fire Rod could still very well be in Pendant Ice Palace, and Neaterific actually still has to go to Skull Woods for that Cane of Samaria. Which, if Fire Rod is in Swamp, that's the next place he's going. The way I see it, the absolute worst spot for place for Fire Rod at this point is somewhere behind a Turtle Rock Dive.
Of course.
Ideally, it would just be, for these runners, it would just be chilling here in Swamp, but worst case scenario, it's behind a TR Dive. Or a, yeah, no, a TR Dive is pretty much worst case scenario right now. And that's not assuming, that's assuming TR doesn't have grapple to leading to Shack Tool. Excuse me.
Oof. That would be awful.
And I think Nito is setting up to do left side Swamp here. Also, I just noticed Hitaka went right. He might be doing ice clips for Shack.
I think you're right. Looks like he is.
Oh, and I think he just overdid it there.
That he did. Oh, that's...
Ooh, you think it's a couple of pixels too low.
Mm.
There it goes.
Let's see what Shactyl has for us today.
If this is Fire Rod and Grapple Beam is someplace stupid, then, oh my goodness.
That'll save him a ton of time.
That's gonna be huge.
Oh, big time.
Left side swamp had our second green rupee and missiles, so nothing in left side swamp today. And the Shack Tool item tonight is Hard Piece.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much boring.
And it looks like Nito is setting up a diver down.
For both dungeon items. Well, unfortunately, that means that the, unless the big key's locked itself in the big chest, it has an item.
Thankfully, if it is an actual item, they have a mirror. They can just warp out.
Yeah, it'll be no time before they can go grab it. And I think Itako's also going to check Plasma. Meteorific passed this up earlier. He decided to zip over to Swamp.
Thankful with that gold sword. This jellyfish with eyes has no chance.
Not at all. And that's a hard piece, so I think actually the big key locked itself in the big chest. Right color, wrong item. Where is this fire rod? Crystal count for each runner. Right now, Nitorific has 5. Hitaka currently has 1, actually. He hasn't been able to clear anything else because he's 2, excuse me, he's got Thieves Town. Oh, you know what? We've been leaving Right Side Desert behind for a while. Fire Rod could totally be on Green Pendant.
It really could.
Yeah, Nitorific's just now starting to check Get Wreck ship, because, yeah, that was a Get Wreck ship. There was nothing in here. I'm pretty sure, at least. Yeah, it had ether, but it wasn't necessary.
I mean, with Space Jump, this is an easy place to deal with at this point.
True. Charged Plasma also really helps here.
Mm-hmm. So,
Alright,
Nitorific will definitely be able to get through this a lot faster.
I think Hitaka's gonna burn daylight going to Swamp. Instead of using the hookshot for Dark Death Mountain. Yeah, this is bad news. Hitaka's not going to find anything. It's not going to give him a chance to catch up. What would really make a difference right now is if Hitaka broke off and did, like, Desert, or first off got Pegasus Boots, but then did Desert or Total Rock. Because right now, those are the pretty much, and or Meyer. Because Meyer is full clearable now, too. But yeah, Hitaka's gonna full clear Swamp first, and that's just gonna not allow him to gain any extra time here, unfortunately. Candace Samaria, to answer a question chat, was on the swamp, the Skull Woods big chest. Hitaka decided to dive it early on in Dark World, since it's effectively a Dark World overworld check. First half of Skull Woods. Yeah, if Hitaka does manage to turn himself around, grab boots and bow, and then suddenly just happens to go in a direction where Fire Rod falls on his lap, he's still got to clear all of the dungeons that Nito has done already, and it's not going to feel good for Hitaka because he's already dipped Pot and Eastern once. So. Yeah, Taka still has a lot of work to do here to catch up.
Yeah, at this point, there's definitely a lot of catching up that Hitaka needs to do to catch up with Nidorufic.
I mean, it all really just depends on where this Fire Rod is and who finds it first. If Nito finds Fire Rod right after this wreck ship dive, for example, it's pretty much game over. But if Hitaka finds it right after this, right after picking up boots, that could change a few things.
Could. But then again, you got to take into account all the checks that Nidorufic made already. And then Hitaka is just playing catch-up at this point.
Exactly. That's why I was saying, like, Nito is probably just going to finish up, get wrecked ship, and then move on. Hitaka, meanwhile, is going to have to finish up Swamp, then go up to Dark Death Mountain to get boots and bow. That's assuming he doesn't forget boots, which we're not even sure are required anyway, because we haven't seen Right Side Desert, or Landmolas, or the Green Pendant for that matter. While actually everybody is sort of backpedaling through each other's checks, we do invite you, if I can keep my push to talk key held while typing in chat commands, there we go. We do invite you to give our two runners a follow. They have put on a great show for you here tonight. We have a grand total of, I believe it is still 15 runners keeping things interesting for you tonight in this race. And also we want to shout out Professor Render, who has been our amazing tracker tonight, making sure everybody knows who has what. And also, this fella next to me, 5D100, has been a great commentator, buddy.
I'm glad to hear it.
So, give him a follow if you haven't already.
Unfortunately, these days, you won't see much more than a bunch of Project Diva on my channel, but that's just your fancy, then feel free.
I'm trying to think how long we've had the ability to check the Green Pendant. Pretty much since we got Flute, which gave us desert access, and while the dungeon was boots locked, assuming it's behind Green Pendant, that wasn't boots locked, so yeah, we'll have to, it's been a viable option for some time now. I mean, I say that, and Gravity Suit was a Sphere 0 check, so... They might have to go independent Ice Palace too. I didn't consider that. We could
That either
absolutely.
it's either Pendant Ice Palace or Pendant. Actually, what might have happened is he might have saw Fire Rod on, or no, never mind, because
If
you
it
need
talk,
it
if
for
it,
Turtle Rod.
yeah,
Never mind.
Fire Rod can't be on pedestal anyway. Like I said, if it was important, Hitaka would have laid a bomb in front of it. So, yeah, Hitaka loves to express frustration with annoying seeds, like this one. Although even then, I wouldn't call Gravity Suit and Eastern Trolley. I would call that just not checking everything when you had the chance. Alright, that's gonna be Wreck Ship pretty much cleared out for Nidorific, and the Swamp just about to be done for Hitaka. So that's gonna be Hitaka's third crystal. Either way, I think at this point Fire Rod is an independent dungeon. It has to be. We full cleared Super Metroid, including all the speed booster checks. I am gonna. It's gonna be crazy if it's on like Gold Stair or something. Oh, I think actually that's exactly where Hitaka's going next. So this could be a moment of
Interesting
truth
play.
here. It makes sense, because Ice is a full clearable dungeon, and with Kane, it's actually really good to route efficiently thanks to the Icebreaker glitch. But we'll see. If Fire Rod's in here, Hitaka may have a chance to catch up if he turns around and goes back to Death Mountain. Alright, Nita's gonna go and pick up the, or check the item in X-Ray that he had to leave behind earlier due to an unfortunate KO to very deadly spikes. And yeah, with two suits especially, this room is pretty painless. But yeah, you're seeing the Icebreaker glitch done here for Hitaka, so this is going to allow him to, I think, yeah, clip through, pick up the, something. Fortunately, couldn't see what it is. I don't see a change in bombs, arrows.
I don't
or
see a
rupees,
bomb.
but it is. Oh, I just saw it on his pause menu. That was Fire Rod.
Oh,
Fire Rod and
Oh.
Pendant Ice, ladies and gentlemen.
that's interesting.
That basically is the equalizer I was talking about, folks. It is anybody's game now. That is, of course, assuming Nidorific's not heading straight for Ice Palace right now. Which he might be doing. I think he's headed for the Meridia
Maybe.
back door. Unless he's going for Plasma Slash Shack Tool, but I doubt it. Wait.
He's going for Shack Tool.
He's going for Plasma at least. But yeah, this definitely spiced up the game a little bit here. Depending on how long Nidourific decides to check Penned and Ice, that could take a few minutes, but at the same time, Nido's in a good position to just nope on right out of Meridia into the neighborhood and go grab that.
Then again, he might not. He might go and check Turtle Rock.
There are more items in Total Rock, so he may just do that. Unless he gets key locked immediately. And another problem is Nido doesn't actually have Canis Samario, so actually, yeah, he still has to go to Skull Woods, which, granted, finding Fire Rod will put him in that direction. But yeah, Taka choosing to do that in the early Dark World sweep has actually played to his favor very well, because now he can just, and it was an early cane too. Both items were in the front of Skull Woods, so it was very convenient that Hitaka could get that off his mind sooner rather than later. But yeah, this is anything goes here now, folks. This race could suddenly get very close very quickly. Very efficient Cold Stare KO there for a heart container. Where does Hitaka go now? Ooh, I think that's a pixel too high for this ice clip. Yep, still a pixel too high. Where's Hitaka going? I think he's dropping himself off at Death Mountain. This is looking good. This is actually gonna this is gonna put Hitaka in go mode if he full clears the place. This is gonna be one heck of a recovery if Hitaka does do this.
And the more Nidourific goes and messes up this ice clip for that heart, the longer it is, or the easier it is for Hitaka to catch up. Yeah, it's very unlikely that Nidourific's going to go into Ice Palace at this moment. He's definitely going to go ahead and do like either Desert or go and do Swamp. But the longer it takes him to do those, it means Hitaka's going to have that much time to catch up.
Yeah, now that is of course assuming Hitaka does not immediately go straight into Turtle Rock here. He might open the door, but I don't think he's going to go in.
Yeah, I think the smartest option is to open the door, but then hold off and then
oh yeah, Hitaka can't even open the door without Quake anyway, so lucky break on his part.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to find anything in here either that'll push him in that direction, so he's going to be far enough away from the door that by the time he picks up Quake, it's not going to be a factor. Furthermore, he knows Quake can't be in Turtle Rock anyway, so as long as he finds Bo first, he's basically fine. And
because with him doing that, that means he can do all of his dark and light checks here.
Yeah, it'll just be a matter of time at this point. There's the Quake, so hopefully Hitaka realizes thinks to maybe check Ether first.
Meanwhile, Nidourific finally getting that ice clip.
Yeah, unfortunately, that cost Nido several minutes, by far. Oh, Hitaka's going towards the door. He might just be opening it real quick, but he might full clear Turtle Rock first before checking Ether Tablet.
Oh no, Hitaka, no.
Eee! And I don't mean the energy tanks, but
No, Hitaka, no, no!
This is gonna be painful when he finds the I mean, it's already painful for us watching at home because we know where the go mode is, but this is just gonna be painful for Ataka when he finds Bo on Ether Tablet. He's gonna full clear this dungeon. Now, the thing with Nito is, when Nito does get Fire Rod eventually, assuming he hasn't done Skull Woods yet, he's gonna go there anyway. That's probably the next stop once he picks it up. In fact, it's going to be the next stop when he picks it up, because that's one of his last 2 crystals. Well, if Hataka's lucky, he'll at least find a convenience item like Half Magic or Screw Attack.
That would be nice. But so far it's...
The Fire Rod is in Ice Palace. It's where you do, in the room where you do Icebreaker. And the cane is in the Skull Woods big chest. And Nito has not dipped Skull Woods yet. And is fluting to 3. Where's he going? Probably to turn in powder. Yeah, the spots aren't brilliant, but Hitaka checked checked for Fire Rod for Cane rather way earlier. Yeah, Pendant Ice. Early Pendant Ice, but still Pendant Ice. Alright, now where's he going? He's probably going to go to Skull Woods, which is going to give him Cane, but that's unfortunately it.
Well, Cane would lead him to the other things, so I mean...
Cane would probably lead him to Mire, though, is the only problem, because generally, if it were me in this mentality, I would try to at least make sure that the last item falls on my lap while I was clearing crystal dungeons. You know what I'm saying?
That is fair. That is fair.
So I can foresee Nito going either direction. But yeah, this is not looking like a, this is really anybody's race right now. Oh, and actually, Nito's not even going to Skull Woods. He's just going to check Graveyard Ledge, because Nito passed this up earlier. Might turn around and go for Skull Woods after.
It's definitely an interesting check.
Especially considering how early Mirror was, you start thinking, wait a minute, I never did all my Mirror checks, it's been quite some time, I might have last location something.
Where's he gonna go now is the question.
Ah, he's got Bombos pulled out. He's going to Ice.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
That's probably going to seal Hitaka's fate here. That decision to go dive TR instead of go left to Ether is going to basically give Nito the race.
Yep, and with this, he'll be in go mode.
Well, assuming he immediately goes to Skull Woods to pick up Cane.
Ah, good point.
Which he will.
Yeah, because
Which he will.
because you can't get anything at TR. Desert is basically dry from as far as we can see. So,
Well, I mean, it is a desert, you know?
you aren't wrong.
Oh!
I hate that, but you aren't
Hitaka
wrong.
didn't quite hit the switch there.
Oof.
And the other thing is, Nidorific also still has the crystal advantage, too, because Hitaka still has to get Bow, and then finish up Pod, Eastern, Swamp, Skullwoods, and Misery Mire. He's got 5 dungeons left to do, and Nito only has 2. And
Yeah.
Go Mode Mire, you know, assuming God Mire, it's not a particularly slow go mode.
You really aren't wrong at that point.
Well, at least we are going to get to see what's on Laser Bridge. We've got Bomb Cap upgrade, map, Heart Piece. Talk is about to run out of magic. And that last small key. Nice bomb jump. Although Nidorific actually hasn't picked up Fire Rod yet. He's taken the long way. He can't Ice Break. It's like, when it comes to moments like these where everybody's both about to hit their go mode, it comes down to execution. Every step matters. So yeah, Nito might actually be a minute or 2 to Fire Rod, and he's probably still going to full clear the dungeon and kill Cold Stare, hoping Kane shows up. That's Trinex down for Hitaka, and Turtle Rock was completely barren. I mean, well, it had a shield, but yeah, no, it was barren. I think that Stalfos is in a particularly... Oh, he just wanted to wait for it to reload. So yeah, both runners are actually going to hit go mode pretty much not actually, no, it's not going to be go mode just yet. But Hitaka's going to hit go mode within about the next minute. Nidorific probably not too far behind. And yep, it's pulling out the mirror, immediately followed by the book. Hitaka is down a few crystals, but on the bright side, he has already been to Pod and Eastern. And that's Rage Bombs for the Ether Tablet as Hitaka enters go mode at 233.50. SMZ3 tradition here for Hitaka's streams. But yeah, Hitaka still has a lot to cover here, so assuming Nito goes to oh, Nito's actually not even killing Cold Stare yet. He's still gotta do more things. He's gotta go to Ice-T the hard way. Well, that's all the small keys, I think, so, yeah, Cold Stare didn't have a key. Yeah, so the dungeon wasn't Samaria locked anyway. That would have been an interesting logical snafu for Nidorific to decipher. Aw, not a God Meyer. Well, it might be. The other chest might have one. Have that big key. Of course, cause Hitaka's in go mode, you know?
Right.
Now, there is one thing that could still royally screw up Hitaka here. Technically, he's in 21-22 mode, because we may still have that one small 1 in 22 chance of the GT big key on the torch.
If that happens, then I'm done. I'm just done with this seed.
Well, so is Hitaka at this rate. But let's see, Nito's probably going to Skullwoods right now. Yeah, fluting to 3, he's gonna go to Skullwoods. Does have to go all the way to the big chest, but I would still say Nito definitely has the lead right now. It doesn't help that this is a bad mire, too. Yeah, there's the big key, all the way behind lanterns. Ay, ay, ay. So yeah, vanilla big key for Meyer, that's just a bad day no matter how you slice it. Look how full Hitaka's pause menu is. I believe the big key was in here, if memory serves. Yep, that's gonna put him towards the big chest. Which is very conveniently right here. Oh no, it's not. It's back near the front. It's gonna kill Mothula first before checking this. I always get Skullwoods rooms mixed up. That Skullwoods is not an easy dungeon to remember the layout to. Luckily though, Silver Arrows makes this this Vitreous fight a complete joke. And it has our 4th bottle. That was a nice quick Mothula kill for crystal number 6 for Nitorific.
He just has one more to go.
Yeah, Hitaka's punching it, just trying to get everything done in time, but yeah, I think he just left too much on his plate to finish up in a timely manner.
That he did. Such a shame.
And another thing that actually I just realized, actually no, both runners did pick up Ice Beam. So never mind, Nito's not going to have a Torian advantage or anything. Unfortunately, Nito's checking literally every other chest before the big chest. So it's going to take a couple extra minutes for him to hit his go mode.
Where were Pegasus boots?
Spike Cave.
That's right, Spike Cave. Thank you, chat.
Yeah, here's the big chest. It is amazing how the bomb jump has evolved these days from being this little quick traversal over this pit to literally yeeting yourself across Hyrule Field in Breath of the Wild. But yes, that's going to be go mode for Nidorific at 241.30. And only one dungeon left to go.
I will say that this seat has not been a fun seat for either of our runners.
Nah, it hasn't. I mean, the Fire Rod and Ice Palace, I would say, was probably the biggest, troll. But all things considering, though, where was Book? Book was flips locked, and once you had mitts, you can go to Dark Death Mountain. You know, the seed could have actually been relatively okay, all things considering, just with the only exception being that Fire Rod and Ice. That's about it. Yeah, because if you did go back to Dark Death Mountain as soon as you picked up flippers and then got mitts, and then got Book, you basically could get Bow, Quake, everything you needed there. Assuming you, like, checked Skullwoods early for Kane, you wouldn't have to worry too much about double dipping Skullwoods. This isn't the biggest deal to double dip, because then you only have to go through the first half a second time.
That you are right.
Not to mention, I'm gonna make it a point, because I always say this: check your sphere zeros, because they may have your gravity suit, you know.
Yeah, I'd say Nito is about 4-5 minutes ahead, right around, maybe 6.
Yeah, it is going to be at least straight runs to the boss for Hitaka. But he still has to go get the big key, which is thankfully... Actually, I don't think Hitaka actually dipped Pod. I think he's going to end up go-moding it here. Because, yeah, the big key was in the bow lock side. That's right. I think Hitaka still needs an extra small key, though. It's not even to-go mode Swamp Cheese. Hitaka's already done Swamp. Oh, it's actually Pod Eastern. So, yeah, cut 3 minutes off the clock on that front. So, yeah, Hitaka's still behind, but not as behind as we initially thought. Both runners are stuck in cutscenes. It's a shame we can't make this fast. We can make Mother Brain fast, but we can't make these cutscenes fast. Wow, yeah, suddenly they're basically only a half a dungeon apart here. Suddenly. And the nice thing is, Hitaka actually isn't going to have to take that extra time to do a second. Actually, no, it's still going to. They're both going to still have to do one mirror before reaching, before fluting to Death Mountain again. So, but yeah, if Hitaka gets 122, that's a really unfortunate way to rip this race. Ooh, and Nidorific got some spooky action going on here. And that's the last boss for Nidorific. So, folks, we have a game we'd like to play for you folks. There are a grand total of 22 locations in the basement of Ganon's Tower, 21 chests and 1 torch. Put your guesses in between 1 and 22 where you think the Ganon's Tower Big Key is hiding.
I always guess 13 rando room top or bottom right check.
Ooh, I'm gonna guess... I'm not gonna put it in chat at this point, and it doesn't take precedence over the game, but I'm gonna guess... just give a nice even 10.
That is a decent check, or guess.
I mean, it's still rando room if you go left. Or if you do hope room and then go left.
Typically, that's how I typically do things, is I go right for that room, and then I immediately go left.
Yeah, both runners are going to have to run up the... why is Nidorific running up the long way? Is this faster than going around near Tower of Hera? What is Nito doing? Did he get lost?
I'm sure he knows better than we do about what he's doing.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him about that one in the interview, because that seems like a weird routing choice there. I don't know if he was expecting to check Super Bunny Cave for some reason, or if he just realized he's going to GT. Oh, missing the hookshot clip? Yeah, fair enough. That's probably what it was. But yeah, Hitaka's got the last crystal. Right. Hitaka's got the last crystal too. He's on the way to GT. Here we go, folks.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and see how we do it. Now, if this, if the thing is on the torch, then rip.
Oh, got scared for a little bit. But it's only a small key on the torch. But yeah, Nito's electing to go go left first. Chest 2, small key. Chest 3, a bit of money. Chest 4, another small key. Chest 5, another shield. And it looks like Nito's gonna go Dark Magician. And Hitaka has gotten dead rocked. 6 super missiles, 7 red rupee. Oh, Nito is gonna gamble tile room.
Interesting.
Not the most conventional routing, I would say, for GT. But it worked out!
Well then.
That's something you don't see every day.
Shoutouts to Tile Room.
Well, that gives
To be
Atma
fair,
Weapon
with
the,
how the
the
seed is
ti-
going, I do not blame him for just thinking, you know, with this seed, it's probably this, and he actually called it.
Wow, that probably decided the race right there. But yeah, that means Atma
You're
Weapon
right.
guessed 8 with the correct GT big key guess, despite it not being despite Tile Room being number 8. Now, if Hitaka does the same thing, suddenly it becomes a 2-minute gap in an execution match. Let's see. I don't see Hitaka pulling out any powder or anything. Oh, wait, he's pulling out the cape! Oh, he's gonna get Tile Room on number 3!
That is fantastic. What
Oh
is
my goodness
this
gracious.
seed?
Forget the seed, what is this routing choice? What are these routing choices?
These routing choices are something else.
And here's the crazier thing. I have the entrant list pulled up back here. Despite everything that has happened, we have no finishers yet. I think Hitaka is very happy about that big key, though. But yeah, this is actually
I know
pretty...
for one that I would be.
Yeah, this is crazy. Strap yourselves in, folks. This is gonna come down to battle of execution. Unfortunately, Chad brings up a good point. Nito does have a significant advantage courtesy of Pegasus boots. So that's probably still going to give Nito the upper hand. Yeah, at this point, Neorific's a couple floors up already, so... I don't think he's passing up those 4 chests. I don't think Screw Attack's really going to save Hitaka anytime at this point. Actually, now that I think about it... Did Hitaka get... I think Hitaka got Plasma, because they both full clear Meridia.
Yeah, they both got Plasma.
Yeah, they both have the exact same Super Metroid gear finishing this up. And nothing but a purple rupee on Moldorm's last possessions. Ooh, got a double there, but that third one struck him. Oh, this is a nasty pattern. Talk about sandwiched. Makes up for it with the triple, though. Folks, it is time for Neaterific to face the Big Pig. So 2-1-3 rather, not too bad. What does the big pig have to say to us today?
Did you find the silvers in in Light World?
And just some facts about slugs.
Huh. Neat.
I don't know. Personally, my favorite is CDI Ganon. Hitaka actually has to wait for keys here because had a bit of a key shortage because of so few chests being opened up here. Just enough keys to make it, though. Alright, that's 2 silvers for Ganon, but unfortunately he has to burn his blue goo due to a bit of a magic shortage. Gets the double. Do not fall off that, please. Thank you. Get your single G in chat for Nidorific. And now it's off to fight the big brain. What a way for this one to wind down, folks.
This is definitely, yeah. Nito has more or less gotten the significant speed advantage at this point. It would take, or it's his game to lose at this point.
The majority of the time he has over Hitaka pretty much comes down to him having Pegasus boots. Since since his second Death Mountain dive. Hitaka is not going to be happy when he learns about the boots, that's for sure. They weren't required, to be fair, but he's not going to be happy.
Definitely not. If he had those boots, then it would have definitely been a much closer race.
He could have honestly routed them in with the bow, but since bow was his go mode, that really didn't work out. It's literally right next to Ether Tablet too. When you look at it like from the grand scheme of things, it was right there. That's actually gonna make it worse. I mean, them putting off
It always does.
Yeah, them putting off Pend and Ice makes sense, because you don't want to dip a Pend in dungeon if you don't have to, and for the moment, it looked like you didn't have to. Hitaka had a pretty nice
and there's a
fight,
dead
though.
pig for
Yeah.
Hitaka.
Yeah, single G for Hitaka. That was a fairly solid Ganon fight.
Definitely.
I don't think Nino even attempted to go for Baby Skip there.
I think you're right.
Made sure to face right, though.
Downside being that Hitaka has one more tank to lose than Nito.
That is, of course, assuming he doesn't go for baby skip.
Yeah, that is true.
It's fast to face right because Samus doesn't spend an additional frame or two standing up facing right. She only does that facing left. Nitorific nails the Zebetite skip, though. Yeah, both runners pretty much ended up last locationing their go mode. Hitaka last locationing Quake and Bow, while Nitorific basically last locationed Fire Rod followed by Kane. Oh yeah, by the way, Mother Brain's already up. Version 11.2, folks. Also the Super Metroid Rando. Nitorific is absolutely nailing these charge shots.
Is he going for stand-up?
I'm pretty sure we are on version 11.2 of the combo randomizer.
Oh, stand-up?
Oh, Nitorific? Yeah, he's doing stand-up.
Oh, and Hitaka messing up baby skip.
Yeah, I decided to turn off Various to raise the damage speed. That could have given Hitaka an extra mid or so, but I don't think that alone would have done the trick.
At this point, no.
All right, mother time to go. Actually, we're kind of a little past that point already, but Nitorific just has to get to the ship, and that's going to be GG.
My question is anyone got to go save the animals?
Nope, not these two.
If Nito got the stand-up freeze, then oh.
That would have been a very bad way to rip the race.
Oh, definitely. Because it would have been his if that didn't happen.
Not to mention he has to climb, if that was the case, he'd have to climb all the way back through Torian. Nails the Shine Spark, though. Alright, Hitaka's in position for stand-up, and yep, no animal save today.
Rip those animals.
And with this, ladies and gentlemen, Nitorific finishes in first place on our restream, 5th place overall with an official SRL time of 3:06:07.
GG's.
GG's indeed. We have our other finishers. We've got Aussie 101 taking first with an official SRL time of 2:56:08, literally only 10 minutes earlier. Apathy Duck takes second with 3 hours and 4 seconds rather. And we are joined. Oh no, we're not. I heard heard the ping. I thought it was Niterific, but Ace Zero takes third with a time of 3:04:28, and now we've got Niterific in the chat with us, the booth with us. GG Niterific.
GG's.
Yeah, GG.
So,
yes.
Your thoughts on that mess?
Not terribly trolly, so that's why I knew the big key was in tile room because no one had finished yet.
Good guess. So, Gravity Suit was an Eastern.
Yeah, I normally dive Eastern, but I don't really want to do it when it's at Crystal till I have bow. But then again, there wasn't anything in Meridia except hook shot behind Dragon, which you couldn't have without Speed Booster or without Dark World access and the flippers.
Yeah, the Super Metroid locations get wrecked ship. How about that?
I knew it had nothing, but I got scared and thought, oh, what if Kane and Fire Rod are in the red ship? Oh no, but it had nothing. I knew it, and I went anyway.
So yeah, your besides Screw Attack, your tracker is pretty much filled out. Actually, save the other two pendants, but yeah, Pendant Ice had Fire Rod. What are your thoughts?
Well, Bombos to get Fire Rod out of Ice Palace is it's not a super common troll, but it's not never seen before. So that's why I chose to go there first instead of diving my two remaining dungeons, uncompletable remaining dungeons, and Desert. So it's probably Bombos unlocks Fire Rod in Ice Palace.
Yeah, that was a good call. That pretty much actually did save you the race, because Hitaka found Fire Rod before you did, but his go mode was Quake and Bow. He was actually very late to Dark Death Mountain. And never, also because Bow was his go mode, he never picked up Pegasus Boots.
Slow, yeah. That adds a lot of time to your Link to the Past.
Yeah, and that's if this, you were both pretty close together, because Hitaka's finishing right now, folks, and is going to take 6th place overall with an official SRL time of 3:09:08. Aussie didn't have Pegasus Boots either, and he still got 1st place.
Yeah, but Ozzy's Ozzy, so...
Yeah, fair enough. GG's for both of our fantastic runners. What a show tonight, folks.
Yeah, that's what I was grateful that Kane was my go mode. It kept me out of Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
How far did he go in Turtle Rock? Could you go really far?
All the way.
Oh, that's mean. That's just mean.
He got Quake, turned around and did Turtle Rock, then got Bow. Yikes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pendant Ice, folks.
The only thing I didn't appreciate is that Cold Stare had an item, and I was afraid it would be Kane. Because, well, it's not Kane locked, and he has an item.
Bummer.
Could be Kane. Could be Kane.
Yeah, Hitaka got Fire Rod, or not Fire Rod, Kane a lot earlier. He dipped Skullwoods basically first thing in Dark World, but just never went up to Dark Death Mountain. And Hitaka...
Welcome Hitaka to chat. GG's.
Hey, thanks, GG.
So, you want to know where Boots were?
Sure.
They were right next to you after Go Mode. It was in Spike Cave.
I had a feeling that might have been one of the spots. Either there or in Pod or like Pyramid Fairy or something, pretty much. I guess it could have been in GT too.
Yeah. Luckily, you didn't get 1 out of 22. We were getting worried because you two were pretty darn close. I mean, your times are about 3 minutes apart. Let that sum it up. Be the first one of the first examples to sum it up. But neither of you went to Eastern right away.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean,
What-
we had enough other progression to lead us elsewhere, especially Morphball, and it's pretty common to put off Eastern if you don't have Bow, because optimally you want to single dip it.
Unless
Fair
it's
enough.
a pendant. But we
Well, it's
couldn't have done
pendant,
much with Bloody Gravity either. Because Regship had nothing, and Front of Meridia had nothing.
Yeah, a hook shot at After Dragon was the only thing.
Yeah, to be fair, it was a get wrecked ship, but Itaka, you were actually the first to Fire Rod. That actually ended up being Nito's, well, second to last go mode, with actual go mode being Kane. But your go mode hiccup was not going to Dark Death Mountain as early as you could have.
Mm-hmm.
And what really sealed the deal is you went in full clear Turtle Rock.
In
Well, I
full clear
figured-
to rock. You have caught back up and
Oh yeah,
took off running.
but I figured at that point, TR was pretty much the same number of items inside as outside, and the game was basically just daring me to go do it. Like, hey, here's the medallion for it. And since I was already up there, I figured, heck it, let's just make a stupid gamble. Since I already felt bad about being so late to Gravity Suit.
Yeah, I can understand that. The Siren Call of Pendant TR is strong.
Yeah,
And also with Fire Rod, which didn't give anything except for Mothula. And
Yeah,
Kane,
that-
which didn't give anything except Vitreous, so...
yeah, neither of those actually led to anything. And we learned from Aussie later that Pet was a missile, but we saw you check it earlier, but your stream it froze right as the text box came up. It was like, really?
Oh
Not
yeah,
your
my
fault-
stream
not-
went down for a minute at some point, I don't know why.
Speaking of, what was on Pet?
It was missiles.
Okay.
Yeah, Aussie mentioned it in chat here.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, the funny thing about the bow is, of course, it was the very next check after I did Turtle Rock, and I would have checked that first, except that I wanted to combine it with Spike Cade, which would involve jumping down a one-way ledge.
Fair enough. It's just so unfortunate that those are the two items that would have probably turned the seat around for you. At least on the restream.
Hey, at least I gambled the tile room early and won.
Yes.
That was
although-
an amazing guess. Props
Yeah.
to you for that.
That was
Neat.
partially because the small key on the torch meant that I wanted to do that, plus both of the chest and hope room were items, which means that tile room was a higher chance of being a dungeon item, like big key or small key. And even if it was a small key, that would be good because that would give me more leeway to not screw up and lock myself out of finding the big key because of the small key I couldn't get.
Yeah, Neaterific gambled tile room slightly later. He was going Dark Magician, but then decided to stop at tile room. So his big key was key number 8. Yours was chest number 3.
Yeah, that's my route. It's like Pink Magician, but I stop at Tile Room, especially if Ozzy hasn't finished yet. Because the sea wasn't that trolly, aside from, Fire Rod.
That
Not
really,
really, yeah,
honestly-
yeah. The Fire Rod and Ice Palace is always that's a fun one. But the thing is, I would have done that earlier. I was gonna do Pod Eastern and then Ice Palace and then Dark Death Mountain, but then I found Gravity and that completely sidetracked me. So
Yeah, all things considering, nothing was in a particularly super nasty location.
not really.
Besides Fire Rod, it could have been a lot worse. You both ended up ice clipping the Shack Tool. No idea where Grapple Beam was. Although it's probably chilling in Right Side Desert or something.
Maybe back of Turtle Rock. Not Turtle Rock, but GT.
Pod.
Oh yeah,
Or
there's still,
GT.
I full cleared. Like the only thing I don't have done is Turtle Rock, Desert, and the back of GT.
your
So you full
items
cleared pod?
Your item
Yep.
collected counts are both exactly the same at 216.
I got-
Noticed.
I got both pretty early, so I was going to Dark Death Mountain via the Mirror plus Hammer, and I stopped at Ether, and boom, bow. It's like, well, Eastern Pot are both crystals. Let's go, but they had nothing except Gravity, which I followed hard, and I finally found Hookshot, which I then followed hard, and led me to Quake and nothing in Swamp. And I didn't want to dive Mire Caneless, so I started doing some, bad checks. The kind of checks you don't want to do. But it's good because we didn't mirror each other, so must have been interesting.
Yeah, it
to
sounds
watch.
like we took really difficult. Because I got the can relatively early. I usually do front of Skullwoods pretty early.
It was actually pretty much a case of Simon Says until you split at Nito going to Death Mountain and then Hitaka going to Wreck Ship. That's when you basically split.
Yeah, that was you basically were exactly following each other until the very end of the seed, in which case you split off.
So yeah, you both followed each other you both did the early loop in Super Metroid, you both did Red Tower, you both, not in the exact order, but you didn't split off from the early game loop until the points I mentioned earlier, so.
Cool.
Also, I'd like to shout out the mirror that was in Backward Escape after I preemptively damaged down to Death Warp.
Yeah.
Same. I had even laid down my bomb to kill me when I opened the mirror. I was like, whoop. I'm mirroring back.
That'll complicate things.
And it gave us so many hearts in Kakariko, and like killing yourself on the ramp takes forever. So
Yeah, we saw you were like on a quarter heart by the time you were set up.
I got down to like 1.5 hearts, and then stopped, and then like accidentally got hit more from there on, and almost actually died by accident.
Yeah, and then oops, there's the mirror. I don't need to do this anymore. Whoopsie.
Yeah, it's always fun when you break the back of Escape. You find something like, all right, that could be an advantage. Then, like 5 minutes later, you find the lamp. You're like, oh, well.
I had the lamp first. I did South Shore before.
Oh,
that.
okay.
It was, by the way, it was looking like possible Agaseed early on.
It was definitely pointing a one or two fingers at Moon Pearl on Pyramid. Not a whole lot of fingers, but at least a couple fingers. Especially with the fact that we had fairly early Master Sword as soon as high jump boots.
And
Cable.
until the first glove showed up at
Back of Gauntlet.
Gauntlet.
Yeah, it's back of Gauntlet.
And that wasn't even in logic until like a speeder bombs.
I went straight down Red Tower, and I killed Kraid, and got my speed booster at Hera. Then I did Bryn Loop. So,
I did Bryn Loop first, so I was really hoping that Waterway was nothing.
yeah, that's how it usually goes.
It wasn't.
It was a big 20.
All
Yeah,
right.
it was nothing. But yeah, with that said, is there anything else you two want to say about this before we close out?
Nope, GG. Thanks.
Don't get baited.
All right, well, with that, I think we are going to close things out tonight. So yeah, thank you folks for watching this edition of the Super Metroid: A Link to the Past Combo Randomizer Weekly Race. We will be back hopefully Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Time with another normal Logic Seed. We hope you will join us for that. Shoutouts to both of our runners. Go give these two a follow. They have put on a fantastic show for you here tonight, especially considering it was a 3-minute finish between the two of you. Again, very well done. And shout outs to Professor Render, our wonderful tracker for tonight, making sure everybody knew who was having what. And 5D, it was a pleasure joining you up here in the comm booth tonight.
Likewise, it was a great time. Thank you both for entertaining us with your runs, and I hope you have a wonderful night.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Good night.
Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you next mission.